So today we're taking a look at D5 3.0 and why it's starting to feel like more than just a rendering software. So in this video, I'll walk you through how it all works, and I'll even share in a proper project workflow. Let's dive in. Okay, so let's start where most of us actually start, and that is inside of SketchUp. I'm modeling a very simple cabin, both interior and exterior, keeping it very minimal, so nothing really fancy. Now, it's very common to want to finish your model first and then switch over to the render engine, but with D5 3.0, you can actually run both SketchUp and the new D5 Lite in the background. So to launch D5 Lite, simply click on this icon, loads everything up in a matter of seconds. And then you have a realistic version of your project and D5 running simultaneously. So D5 Lite is basically a minimal version of D5 that syncs to SketchUp. It lets you make live model updates, edit materials in light, and even generate AI concepts from your model. Here's why I absolutely love D5 Lite. First thing, you get instant feedback, which makes it perfect for team design sessions. You can tweak something like the concrete patio and you immediately see how it impacts the entrance. You can also drop in light or equipment and preview how it actually sits within the interior. And if you're making architectural decisions, you can quickly understand how natural light is going to shape the space. These are all questions you constantly work through during design, and D5 Lite allows you to explore all of it without breaking your flow. I also like how fast it reacts to material and lighting changes. Everything updates in real time, and the user interface is so simple that you can pretty much pick it up on your first go. You can easily adjust effects, exposure controls. Like, you can't go wrong with a feature like this for early client previews and fast design concepts. Now, you can also export renders straight from here. You got full control over output, resolution, format, and aspect ratio of each render. And as you can see, you can push this to really high quality and capture a ton of detail from your model. Now, in addition to all of these features, D5 Lite also comes packed with AI integration, which is a really great tool that can help you with design ideation. Now, let's take a look at how this works. First, we're going to switch over to AI mode and capture our SketchUp viewport directly into D5 Lite. For quick results, I'll just pick a preset. You can choose between architecture, landscape, or interior. So we're going to select this National Park preset. And for structure weight, you can push this to be more creative, but I'm going to leave it at default. And you can also drop a reference image if you're chasing a very specific look. Now for the prompt, I'm going to keep it very generic. Just make sure to highlight the building type, material, background context, environment, as well as the level of detail, so your results can be as specific to what you're trying to achieve. As for the output settings, we're going to keep it the same. Let's set this to 4 different images and hit generate. As you can see, these are some pretty amazing results, considering we've done this within a couple of minutes, all inside of D5 Lite. And just going from this exercise, you can see that D5 Lite is perfect for those early stage of design. And if you're exploring ideas and testing concepts, it fits right into your SketchUp workflow without the need for extra software. So let's say we wanted to add assets to our scene. We can open the D5 asset library. Let's go into the nature. Let's say we want to bring in a tree. Then I can take that into my scene. And once again, it looks like a proxy here, but if you look at my D5 Lite, you can see the realistic representation of that object. So here I can scale and really try to make it work for my scene. And keep in mind, this is still all inside of D5 Lite. It's crazy how it responds to SketchUp one-to-one, and you can see the scene come to life in real time. So let's suppose you want to populate your model with more intentional 3D assets. You can find those inside D5 Works. So while in the assets library, you can click more in D5 Works, and it's going to open up a brand new library. So D5 Works basically is this built-in asset library that lives right inside of D5 render ecosystem. It's packed with high quality, ready to use models, materials, and full scenes made specifically for architecture, interior design, and landscape work. Since we're still modeling in SketchUp, let's filter for some SketchUp free models. And from this filtered selection, we'll download a couple and drag and drop into our project. As you can see, having models readily available removes friction from your workflow. Instead of spending time searching the internet for models, checking scale, fixing materials, with D5 Work, everything is already done inside of the platform. This helps you to save time, better quality control, it's less risky, and it helps you to maintain a seamless workflow. So at this point, D5 3.0 has D5 Lite, Work, and obviously high quality renders. And all of these components are working well in one place. Plus, it also has a bunch of AI powered tools for materials, textures, vegetation, and even post-production. So from here, we can take this entire model and project inside of D5 for more advanced work. All we have to do is connect to D5 Render, and it will bring our entire file, including all the 3D assets, into the main platform. So now we are fully inside of D5 and the model is fully transferred over from SketchUp. And this is where we can have more fun creatively because we now have access to more advanced tools inside of D5. So let's do a little bit of cleanup. I'm going to remove a few assets that were placed over in SketchUp. And once that's done, we can start updating the main materials in our model. Now this is actually going to be done very quick because we still have access to D5 Works and the built-in asset library in D5, which makes finding high quality materials really easy. So first, let's swap out the concrete material and use the UV settings to control the scale. I'll also update the framing material to a matte metal finish. And on certain materials like this one, I would turn on the round corner feature to give the 3D object a little more realism. Now for my main wood material, I'm going to use a feature called AI Material Snap. Basically, you bring in a reference image inside of D5. D5 analyzes the image and allows you to select the material to create its own PBR version. And I absolutely love this feature because it's a really quick way to match real-world materials without having to build them from scratch yourself. So I really liked this wood material in this image, and D5 gave me a complete material based on that reference. So now I can just make a few tweaks and I can have something similar in my scene. So before we go into some of the new feature, let's bring back the landscape. One thing I really like about D5 is how it takes workflows that are usually pretty complicated and makes them simple. So instead of placing every plant one by one, I'm going to use a scatter preset to fill the landscape with vegetation. These presets are already loaded with high quality assets and are distributed in a way that feels organic and natural. To follow up on that, I'll use the Path for Nature tool. This is perfect for things like shrubs or plants that run along a walkway. So you basically draw a path and drop in the assets and tweak a few settings like spacing and density to add randomizations just so it doesn't look too perfect. And then to finish things off, I'll use the advanced brush. This lets you paint vegetation directly into the scene, which is great for placing trees around the area in a more freehand, natural way. And after a bit of trial and error and adding a couple of assets, this is what my scene looks like. So now let's talk about one of the biggest upgrades in D5, and that is true displacement. Before this, D5 used something called parallax displacement, which basically simulated depth. The material might look detailed, but the geometry underneath was still completely flat, as you can see in this example. And this is how the parallax displacement looks like. Remember, this came straight from SketchUp, and it's literally just a simple box with sharp corners. So now let's enable true displacement, and right away you'll notice a small issue. Because true displacement actually affects the mesh, and because this model is not beveled, there's a bit of a separation between the faces. And in order to fix this, simply enable the maintain continuity. This is going to merge those broken faces together to ensure the displacement runs continuously across the entire object. Now, if we switch to wireframe, you will notice another limitation. You can see that the mesh from SketchUp is pretty low quality, and this isn't going to give us the best result considering D5 can now modify the mesh. So under the true displacement settings, we can use the remesh feature, which instantly adds more geometry to support the displacement of our height map. Now, D5 isn't really a modeling platform, but having a remesh option really shows a lot of attention to detail with this upgrade. If I increase the remesh value, the mesh gets denser and the displacement looks even better. And finally, I'm going to enable round corners to soften the edges up a bit. And now you can see how much better and more realistic the material actually looks. And the displacement is actually affecting the surface because you can actually see my lights disappear as I increase the value. But just keep in mind that the higher the value, the more memory you're going to use. Alright, so another really interesting AI feature inside of D5 is the image to 3D. Instead of modeling objects from scratch, you can upload reference images, and D5 uses AI to generate a 3D model based on that image. So if we go to Assets under the Model category, you will find AI Model Generator. And this is where you get both text to 3D and the new image to 3D feature. So let's load our first image. I'm going to enable extra views. So I'm going to add 3 extra views and we're going to call this cheetah art. And you can see here, I've got 10 credits and this generation is only going to cost me 1. So that's actually pretty good. So let's hit generate. And once that is done, you can download and load it into a project. Just imagine if you had to model this yourself. It took maybe a couple of minutes for me to generate this from the reference image, and the details actually pretty accurate. And if we switch to wireframe, you can see that the mesh is also pretty solid. Now, is it always perfect? Absolutely not. But for a quick creation of custom props and unique objects that aren't in the library, this is going to save you a lot of time. And instead of jumping into another modeling software, building the object, exporting it back into D5, you can just generate the entire thing inside of D5 and save yourself a couple of hours. So to finish off our project, I have a couple of views here. Obviously, you can still fine-tune the light if you need to, but we're going to render our image. Here we have full control over the field of view, focal length, aspect ratio, and size. So we're going to keep this to a video-friendly format like 16:9, and now we can render. And to take advantage of another AI feature, we're going to open the AI post-processing. So with the AI post, we can do AI enhancement. Here we can control our enhancement weight and texture strength. D5 AI Enhancer usually does a really great job in enhancing your image without affecting the material and assets or adding any weird artifacts. There's no need to go to Photoshop and do any post-production because D5 offers all of that in one platform. It's really interesting what D5 AI post-processing offers. For example, not only can we enhance our image, but we can add an AI style. For example, we can come in here and select from one of these styles to apply to our image. So I'm gonna go with voxel. So here is our style transfer. It takes my original render, maintains every asset and design element in place, and obviously this adds a very interesting style to your scene. As you can see, D5 3.0 is not just about renderings anymore. It's really about having a full workflow all in one place, focusing on assets, materials, and final output. And with all of these AI tools built in, it just makes the whole process faster and a lot more seamless. No tool switching, and no reasons to break your architectural design workflow. If you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe to TN3D Studios. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.